is the worst roads in South Africa. You have to have an off-road for this.
Big challenge, adventure and madness ahead. 2 people, entire camping gear, off-road motorbike 2,600 kilometers in 12 days. After leaving the base in Johannesburg, we are headed for Hartbeespoort Dam, where ships sail through the green. And then to Pilanesberg National Park for my first safari adventure. At the next stop by the Mariko Dam, we will bump into quite a character, George, and end up on a remote off-grid farm. Crisis comes after crossing the border with Botswana and camping in the wild. Afterwards, we still roughed and set up the camp literally in front of the border post office. Also massive Ochrabis Falls can't be missed on a road trip through South Africa. To find yourself in the desert sand dunes overlooking Atlantic Ocean in Elands Bay, first you need to get lost. And after all that, we reach the destination, Cape Town. But before all that, perfect day to start the most spontaneous action of the year. First motorbike trip in my life and straight away across South Africa. Why not? This here is the entire campsite setup. It is a lot to carry on a bike, but believe me, we managed to take it all. Some of the equipment is a game changer if you are camping. We took all the necessities and a few extras to make this journey as comfortable as possible. Fixing the hammock straps. Yes, we are going with the hammock. Hopefully it's gonna be useful. Yeah. Oh, you need to lose some weight.
I think it's the lines are stretchy.
Ah, okay. So you're sleeping in a hammock?
It looks like it's sliding down the wall.
The first tent didn't pass the wind test, so I guess I'm gonna stick to the second one. Are we having here the adapter so we can charge phones on the bike?
Most important.
That's the most important here. Pillow for spoiled kids. That's a gas bottle.
And a cooker.
And yeah, and the cooker. So it all costed how much? 800 rands. Better safe than sorry. Now I'm gonna quickly dig through my magic medical box. What do we have here? Gauze compress, anti-inflammatory and analgesic gel, warm cream, protective cream for allergic skin, oil for irritation, bandage, all sorts of plasters, the corn plasters, alcohol wipes and plasters for wounds, eardrops, talcum powder, sanitizer, duct tape to fasten to keep things in place, ointment for bites and burns, eye ointment, and tampon for nose bleeding, earplugs, reliable painkillers, bags. That's it. As we want to be as maneuverable as possible, we have opted for not getting saddlebags and therefore have to do without the extras essentials. The bottom line is, tool-wise, we will only be taking a large flat screwdriver and a pair of pliers, a 10 and 13 spanner with 2 spare tubes in case we get a puncture, and a roll of duct tape, which we have been told is a must and can temporarily fix anything. However, even to change the tube, we will need to find help along the way, as we won't be able to do it ourselves with this limited toolkit. The trip will be done on this KTM 690 Adventure motorcycle. It is an on-off motorbike, but with these knobby tires on, it looks like an off-road bike with mirrors, which is good for the African tour, assuming as much dirt riding as possible. Hopefully, it's comfortable. So, getting ready for the trip?
We're busy putting on a back plate so that we can tie luggage to the back of the bike. But now we've got holes through this beautiful baby.
Okay, so it's gonna be a boot on it, or?
If we take this,
okay,
we're gonna fiberglass it and everything.
Looks like a chopping board.
Yeah, we need a chopping board for our adventure.
It's not gonna get hot from the exhaust pipe.
Oh no, we've got plans.
We've got plans. What kind of a plan do we have?
Oh, it's so close, so close. I need to get another one of these. And we're gonna put a spacer like that to raise it just off of this pipe. And just off there.
Yeah.
Like that. So when we bopper it down, oh yeah, there's plenty of space. As you can see, it's not touching now.
Yeah.
And after we fiberglass it, it's going to be as strong as anything. And
hope it will, because I don't want to lose the whole house that I'm carrying these days on my back.
Because KTM didn't have the frame for us. You can buy these frames. Now we're making a plan because they didn't have in stock.
Okay.
DIY.
The second stage of preparation, so that's a resin.
This is the one part of the resin. So this resin you mix 5 to 1. So if we get it to 100.
5 to 1 with what?
With the other part.
So that's the second part of the resin.
This is the hardener. Without this it would never get hard.
Okay.
And this is the pigment. So
that's the pigment, okay.
We put 4 drops.
Okay.
Right now we're just trying to resin it. Give it a little bit of strength, a little bit of professionalism. So I'm mixing some resin here.
Okay.
We've done the one side already. Yesterday we done the back side. Not 100% dry. Because we're using an epoxy resin instead of a normal polyester. But it's much stronger.
So now we have a fiberglass on the resin.
More resin.
On the fiberglass, why?
We want a smooth finish, so we will put a little bit extra. Maybe I made a bit too much, but nothing bad can happen. The more resin, the better. It's just not the easiest to work with now. We need a hammer. Literally, we need a hammer.
Dress rehearsal of our newly built boot. We drilled also holes here, so another strap can tie the luggage firmly. Here is the camping gear, the gas burner, chairs, hammock and whatnot, the mat, the tent and the spare petrol tank. And on the top of it, it's gonna come my bag, personal stuff and whatever else we need. Always more luggage than you expect. Sounds familiar, huh? Hope nothing's gonna break on the way. On our homemade boot, it's not gonna break because then it's gonna be a disaster. Our exhaust pipe, it's very close to the boot, so we have to check from time to time if our bags are not on fire. Seriously, my fellow travelers, number one rule is make sure your makeshift top trunk fits your bag correctly and the bags don't sag and come into contact with your exhaust. To give you a heads up, We will be in trouble because of it.
Last breakfast.
And time to hit the road.
Go.
The start of the trip. How many kilometers do we have?
5,300 on the odometer.
Let me stop here for a second. Strapped to the top trunk in the back there is the entire camping gear, extra fuel tank and my backpack with personal stuff. In the front there is another backpack serving as a tank bag. Last but not least, between us we squashed a camel bag to have water on hand. So, it is quite tight. I was so excited to go on a tour across South Africa, totally oblivious to the challenges coming my way. Interested? Walk with me to the next one.